Hello there. Hello there. How are you? Welcome to Pop On to Pop Off live across the world, or at least whatever part of the world ends up caring. My name is Jack Allen Willard. Have I been a busy beaver? Have I been a busy beaver? I have. I did what's called a short. At least I hope that's how it turns out. I think I'm doing it right. I never know. I did a short on President Biden, who finally spoke with Speaker McCarthy today, and what a waste of time that was on Biden's part. He came not to negotiate, but just to kind of make a statement that MAGA Republicans are the worst. And I would say, if you want to look who's the worst, buddy, just look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. That's all you have to do. Worst president ever. I hate to say that because I want to love my president. I don't want to feel sick to my stomach. America's worth more than this. There's Bucky. And the name of this video, what did I call it? I've already forgotten. Buc-Ees, no truckers allowed. This story had to happen. It had to happen. And Buc-Ees surrounds me here. I mean, Buc-Ees everywhere. I love Buc-Ees. Don't worry. If Buc-Ees is watching, I'll speak well of you. But I knew this story was going to happen. Hello, William Brown's in town. Oh, I knew you pick up on that one. I just did that video. So I did this. First of all, the Bond short thing, I must have done 50 takes. You know, I'm trying to talk real fast and it has to be under a minute. Others just pull from their previous work a key moment. You watch the video, you make your conclusions. I don't think I have anything to add to what I said, William Brown, downtown William Brown, or are you uptown William Brown? Judy Wright. Hello, Judy Wright. Susie Young. Hello, Mr. Jack. Hello, Susie Q. I love you. Oh, Susie Q. You're a fine, high-calorie cake from Hostess. And you're also a great song from CCR. Ah, yes. So, Buc-Ees, William. That's what I'm here to talk about, Buc-Ees. I knew this would happen, that somebody would go into Buc-Ees that wasn't supposed to. Now, my son, Corey, is a truck driver, and he tells me that when you're entering Buc-Ees, and you should be doing it in a car, a pickup truck, or an RV, there's a sign that says no trucks. And it's not a picture of a truck pulling a trailer because they already know you're not going to do that. It's just a picture of just the truck. You're bobtailing in. You're bobtailing in. So this couple, they had decided in their retirement to become truckers, that they would get on the road together and see America through trucking. You know, I suppose they bought their own truck, but they left the trailer probably over at Love's or some truck stop. They bobtailed into Buc-Ees, and they'd never been there before. And when you go to Buc-Ees for the first time, and the new one in Tennessee is supposed to be the most spectacular one. I'm not sure if it's opened yet, but it's like a world within a world. You know, you're just astonished. I mean, yes, the bathrooms are incredible, all private. There's sanitizer and soap everywhere you go. And it's just so brightly lit. They've got a full bakery. They've got these incredible sandwiches, hot sandwiches that they make, at least for lunchtime. Incredible breakfast sandwiches if you're there earlier. Pulled pork sandwiches to die for, and all kinds of merchandise, T-shirts, and as I say, lots of candies, and the candies are great. Things you wouldn't find anyplace else. All kinds of stuff to buy at Buc-Ees. So this couple is in there and they're taking it all in. Oh, they go to a wall. They love beef jerky, and there's a whole wall of all kinds of flavors of beef jerky. And here comes the young employee, or maybe the manager, I'm not really sure, and says, "Excuse me, is that your truck out there?" And they say, "Yeah." Yeah. They say, "Well, you have to leave. You're not allowed to purchase anything in the store. You have to go. No trucks at Buc-Ees." And I guess they did. I guess they did. But then they got to thinking, as the person who wrote the article is thinking, and truckers have said, it's perfectly fine that when it's fuel delivery time, a tanker truck comes in. It's perfectly fine that to build Buc-Ees, there was a bunch of trucks on the property, all kinds of trucks, including dump trucks. It's perfectly fine that every time you need a delivery of merchandise, which is often an 18-wheeler, comes into Buc-Ees, but you can't come in to purchase anything, not even if you bobtail. Now, they are not set up for truckers. I don't know if they have diesel fuel because some cars have diesel fuel, right? But it's not a place for truckers to fuel up. And there's no place for them to park. They don't like have an outer parking lot, which would be a good idea. You have to walk in. It's going to be a hike, but you could come to Buc-Ees that way. They don't have that. So you are not welcome at Buc-Ees. The idea, I think, would be that truckers are just would be the word? Not all truckers, but some truckers are slobs. They're slobs. They're not that clean. It's always a challenge for them to shower. There's no showers at Buc-Ees, and there's nowhere for you to sit at Buc-Ees. Buc-Ees is not a place to sit. Buc-Ees is a place to purchase. The only place you can sit is on the John. But other than that, get your stuff and go out. Go on, get. Go on, get. And if you're a trucker, you got to go on, get. Don't come in. Don't come in. What you could do is park in the truck stop and take a cab over, I suppose, if you're a trucker, while you're, having hiatus time when you're off the road for a while, and you have to, as they say, reset your clock. So these truckers are saying it's just not fair. But yeah, Buc-Ees is not for truckers. Truckers can't always get to a bathroom, you know what I mean? And they have to have, how can I say this? They have to have a bottle and maybe even a bucket just in case, all hell breaks loose. They have pee bottles. They do. And hopefully they have the cleaner to wash them out after they do it. But my son has been sitting in the parking lot of trucks. He saw a female trucker open up her window and throw out the dump the bottle of pee right onto the ground where truckers will be walking past the trucks. I'm sorry if it's gross, but I'm just telling you what's true. What's true. And Buc-Ees doesn't want that. They don't want that. So they came up with something that is just for cars, pickup trucks, and RVs. And of course, they pay well, so they are able to get a nice staff, and people love to go to Buc-Ees. But sorry, no truckers. So Buc-Ees hit the news because of that, because they will turn you away if you come in with your truck. Even if you bobtail, they will turn you away. So who's coming in? I think we have some new people, because when we pop on to pop off, we get new people along with our great family that we have here on Saturday nights. We're usually live from Saturday nights starting at 11 p.m. That's East Coast time in the US of A here in the Hudson Valley of New York. And sometimes we'll stay on for a couple of hours. In fact, it seems we often do. And we talk about various topics. Now, I'm not talking about the most popular topic much, but I did want to say what I just said in the video. Well, maybe Bob Joyce isn't Elvis. And I think the video speaks for itself. I don't think I have anything to add to it that I didn't put in that video. So you can make your own comments when you watch the video. Hello, Kathleen. You're old and not new? Well, maybe we can get you refurbished, Kathleen. In fact, you're doing your part. You go to the gym and you work out, but don't do this rigorous stuff, because as we're going to be talking about Saturday night, it's not always good for you, especially when it's hot out or hot in wherever you're doing this workout and you sweat excessively. That's not always good. So we'll be talking about that'll be one of our topics on Saturday night. John McFly, yes, McFly. Hello, hello, hello. Little Becky. That's different than Becca that often comes, and she's from England. My mom from Liverpool, and I've never been, Little Becky. Are you any relation to Little Anthony, Little Becky? Are you? Kathleen. Hey, Jack, I was playing with my beagle, my little fur baby. Oh, the beagles are fun. They're friendly dogs, aren't they? I love those floppy ears. Can this beagle hunt? Is he a hunter? Or is he a lover or is he a fighter? I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm glad you were playing with your beagle. And Joseph Kelly is here. You feeling any better? It's buffering. Oh, don't tell me that. He's a lover. So is it buffering other people or isn't it buffering? Could be just buffering for Joseph Kelly because he lives in Nome, Alaska, you know? Just a little, just a 4 feet, little Becky. I see. Well, that's cool. Good things come in small packages, right, little Becky? Yeah. Do you like tea as much as I do? I guess I got that from me mum. I've got to have a spot of tea, but I've got to have half and half in it. I don't know how British that is. Is that British? Yes. I don't like any sugar in my hot tea, but I like my sweet tea. I like my sweet tea. I went down to the Golden Corral. Never had a sweet tea before, and she said, "Would you like some sweet tea?" And I thought, well, I don't know. I don't usually like my tea that sweet. If you're talking about something that's extra sweet, but I said, "Yeah, I'll have some." So she brought me sweet tea, and I had my first sip of sweet tea, and I said, "Oh, that is sweet. That is sweet. I don't think I like that. Let me have another sip, though. I better be sure, right? Have another sip of the sweet tea. No, that is tasty." Pretty soon, the waitress is coming over saying, "Would you like some more sweet tea?" And I said, "I'll have another. I'll have another." And the rest is history. I love sweet tea, but I don't drink it anymore because I'm trying to lose the pounds, the mounds. I'm trying to lose that because the cardiologists, especially the specialists, well, they both do. They say I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to. Remember the little kid in The Shining who played Danny when they said, "Do you go into that room?" He says, "No, I'm not as supposed to." And a lot of kids say that, "I'm not as supposed to." And they say, "Sketty, I'll have some sketty, please." I must, I shouldn't come on here drunk. That's the problem. No, I can't be drunk because I have cardiomyopathy and you're not supposed to drink when you're. So I have just spent a little money, I must admit, and I'll show you Saturday. Well, I think I'll be able to show you by Saturday night. I will have it with me. I will have a non-alcoholic margarita. I bought the big goblets and everything, you know, and I've got a 5 calorie, almost sugar-free margarita lime, key lime, whatever mix. And I went to spiritless.com. Now, some of you, this would appeal to you because you miss your margaritas and you can't drink. Spiritless.com, and I got the tequila. It says 55 on the bottle, something with a J and 55. I'll show it to you Saturday night. I'll bring it all here to the studio Saturday night. And I'm going to get myself a better blender because we have those, little things that don't do any good. And I need more juice. I need lots of margarita because maybe Karen will have some margarita. But this, they vividly describe what's this tequila that has no alcohol. All the ingredients are in it, and it sounds so yummy. They obviously put a lot of love, and all the people that run this company are women, by the way. The CEO, the FO or whatever she is. I think they said CRO. What's that? I don't know. But they're all women that front this company and they take great pride in their tequila. And they have other beverages as well. And they have some mixers too. But I bought my mixers separately. And I'll show you that on Saturday night. As we drink a alcohol-free margarita. We'll be in Margaritaville as we do worldwide ramblings. But this is Pop On to Pop Off. Pop On to Pop Off uh, rambling, so to speak. And I've just done 2 videos, and the first one, the short, comes out 49 seconds. I must have done 40, 45 takes. I'm trying to talk fast and not mess up. I want it to be right, And oh boy, yeah, sounds good, right, Kathleen? I mean, I don't want to stress my heart by drinking alcohol, because one of the symptoms of of cardiomyopathy is there's no real symptoms often at all, except that annoying one called sudden death. And I'm not into it, you know. And they when I have my cardiac MRI on the 30th of this month, then I'll see my doctor like 9 days later, and then he'll let me know what the deal is. I suppose if they saw something really terrible, I'd have to go into the hospital right away. But it's a moderate case, so I think I'm okay. But that's in the hands of the Lord. The grace of God is how I breathe my next breath. It's all up to Him, you know. And then maybe they could say, well, we're going to fit you with a defibrillator. In fact, even if they don't say we're going to fit you with the defibrillator, they've got me a shaking here. So I'm going to say, I would like to have a defibrillator. You know how to write it, so I could, right? I want to have a defibrillator. I don't want to be, oh, well, there's only a 30% chance you'll die of sudden death. No, give me the defibrillator. I got insurance. You give me the defibrillator. I want that little extra thing in there. You know, I mean, it scares me. I'm still walking. I was walking today doing my exercise, but not like I used to. I don't go for high hills, or at least walking fast, you know. I've lost my confidence because of this. Yeah. One more inch and little Becky will be 5 foot 5 feet. I'd be 5 feet. 4 foot 11 inches. It bugs me. Give me that 1 inch. Well, you'll just have to wear your platform shoes, little Becky. And I bet you bugs me. Give me that 1 inch. Well, you'll just have to wear your platform shoes, little Becky. And I bet you have. I bet you Tom Cruise had to wear platform shoes sometimes in movies, didn't he? Oh, they put that movie back on Tubi. I saw it. I saw a little bit of it last night. You know, one of those movies that you wish you'd never seen, but you like. So well done by Stanley Kubrick. Eyes Wide Shut is back on Tubi. And I saw a little bit of that before I went nighty night last night. Not one of my better choices, I admit. John McFly laughing at me. um So, I just popped on here to pop off. We've got 15 people, which isn't bad. But, if I don't talk about the Bob Joyce topic all the time, I mean, we can talk about it in the live streams, your questions and comments. I was really just kidding because, I just did the video and I kind of explained it in there. So, watch it and see what you think, and then disagree with me if you want in the comment section. But, yeah, it gets you to thinking, because he did do a pretty good denial that I have explained away for him on a number of occasions. He did a pretty good denial at Household of Faith, not Household of Faith, Household of Faith when they were in the strip mall a few years back. So, I don't know. Here's Donald Stone. Elvis alive as Bob Joyce. He's just churning them out. I was sitting in the gazebo that we have. We have a fenced-in gazebo this afternoon. Another magical day in the Hudson Valley. We've had some terrible ones. April was cold. Beginning of May was cold, but the last few days have been heaven. Today it was a little cooler, about 66, 67 degrees, and yesterday it was in the lower 70s. Perfect, just perfect. Magical. Karen and I went to the diner. I had the vegetable soup and a tuna fish. They make great tuna fish sandwich on wheat toast with lettuce and tomato. Well, Tennis is here. Let me ask you all this. I'm at work and had to set up an activity for 120 guests, and the event was canceled because someone was sick and no communications here. My work, then I found out that it was not to be, not to be. Let me see. Has that ever happened to me? I know it's happened to other people. I know that people put a lot of effort into things. Certainly during COVID, there was all kinds of events like that canceled at the last moment, right? Terrible, terrible thing. Tucker tidbits. Oh my goodness. People that care about Tucker Carlson, because I did put that in the heading of this pop on to pop off. It seems like he's going to do a regular thing on Twitter for a while with Elon Musk. I don't know how long it's going to be. He went on Twitter and got 57 million views, but I don't know if you can count on that all night. His normal viewership was somewhere between 3 and 6 million. The prime time lineup for Fox, which he led with a big charge, has been cut in half. They have lost half their viewers. This, according to Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly, who, of course, has her daily show. She said that, and I trust her. I think she knows what she's talking about. Laura's lost like 24%. Sean has lost 20 some percent of his audience. And um, I know when Brian Kilmeade did the first week of doing the Tucker time slot, he lost a third of the audience. And Tucker, Lawrence Jones, great guy, love him, as I love Brian Kilmeade, but they're not Tucker. The only one that I think has that kind of style, don't be surprised if you see him in the mix very soon, hosting the 8 o'clock show. This is my prediction. Is don't forget his name now. The Australian who's on at 9 o'clock on night with the Revolution. That's Steve. What's his name? I can't believe this. Somebody help me. Help me. I need some memory pills or something. That guy, the Australian guy that's on Fox on Sunday nights, he has that same cutting edge that Tucker sometimes used. Other times, Tucker was laughing and have a good time and had an incredible pacing to his show. But that guy could be the guy that would satisfy for the people that want, somebody to be really brought out for who they truly are, as Tucker does so well. That guy on Sunday night does a pretty good job of that as well. Yeah. Glad I managed to catch one of your lives. Yeah, that's the thing about pop on to pop off, little Becky. Oh, little Becky, you've got so much love, little Becky. And I want you to be my acrobat. I want you to be my lover. I'm doing Little Genie, of course, from Elton John, which was written by, the words were written by Gary Osborne, except that Elton came up with one line in the song. It may be the only time he's ever done this. Who knows? Because he just writes the music, But he came up with that. I want you to be my lover. I want you to be my acrobat. And when they reviewed that song, I think on Rolling Stone magazine, they said they thought that was a chintzy line. I want you to be my acrobat. I don't think that, but they did. And Elton John thought that was the funniest thing in the world because they attributed it to Gary Osborne. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, I'm sure Captain Fantastic, the Rocket Man himself, will do more concerts. He just won't do tours, He'll show up just like Ron White will show up and whoever else is retired. I don't know. But yeah, when you put all your heart and soul, Tedis, into something like that, and then, it was all for naught. Of course, that's a punch in the gut. It's a punch in the gut. People are very inconsiderate. One person gets sick. Well, maybe it was the key person to the event that got sick. Like if it was a wedding and it was the bride, Oh, yeah. One time we were driving down to have dinner with a man who I won't give his name, but he's the manager for the Psychedelic Furs, which is our grand matriarch's favorite group in Australia. She watches from Australia, and she's the fan club president for the Psychedelic Furs. Just kidding. She doesn't like them because she's, it's not her cup of tea, not her spot. She's not a spot tea, but we were driving down to have dinner with this man who I've known and unfortunately don't speak to anymore because he didn't want to speak anymore. He doesn't live anywhere around here. But we were going down to have dinner, Karen and I and a fellow disc jockey, and we had worked with this guy on radio. We had all worked, not Karen, but this other guy and me, we had worked with Rob at a radio station, several, as a matter of fact. And we saw this. It was a Friday night, and people have weddings on Friday nights, especially to save money. Beautiful limo, and the bride is standing out there, and I think the groom was next to her, but somebody in the wedding party is laying on the ground, and the medics are working on him. He's in probably full blown cardiac arrest, and everybody is in chaos. And the cop looks at us because everybody's slowing down. Says, "Keep going, keep going, keep going." Nasty cop, the one who thinks that the badge gives him a right to be nasty. And I love cops and I appreciate what they do, but the nasty ones, not going to cut it anymore. If you're that hothead bad guy, it's not going to go well for you in 2023. It's just a different environment now. People don't want to be, they don't want any authority over them, right? But you need to respect the police. They're the ones you're going to call when you're in serious trouble, and hope you don't have a woke DA that will let the person who's assaulted you out the very same night. How did I get off on that tangent? Tangent, that's a local band around here. We'll be seeing them in June at the Friday night concerts. Jimmy Sturr, the guy you always hear me talk about, he will be there on the last Friday in June. Always a great show. And when Jimmy gets rained out, he doesn't get rained out. He's the only act that they open up the Paramount Theater for. They cancel whatever was scheduled at the Paramount, like a movie probably, because they don't always have concerts over there. And Jimmy Sturr does his show from there because he's big deal. 18 Grammys. Getting back to Tucker. Oh dear, I should never smoke pot and do a show. No, I don't even like that. Don't like that. So the talk is, Tucker became friends with Elon when he interviewed him for an hour. Well, it was actually more than that, and it played on the regular Tucker Carlson Tonight, and I think Elon was very impressed with Tucker's skills. Who wouldn't be? Millions are. And so he started thinking, and Tucker started thinking, why don't we create something to go against Fox? And of course, first, he's got to get out of his contract. And that's the big thing now. Fox doesn't want to let Tucker out of the contract. They're willing to pay him through 2024 for doing nothing, Instead of being smart and calling up Tucker and saying, "Man, we made a mistake here. We're so sorry." This would have to be Rupert Murdoch if he can still manage it at 92. I don't know. And we want you back. You don't have to re-sign at the end of 2024. You can start your new project then, but we'll make it good for you. Whatever you want, we'll give you. Come on back to Fox. You're under contract. We made a mistake. We apologize for the mistake. Come on. That's what I would do. That's common sense to me, rather than try to build something new. But Elon started thinking, Tucker, you and I get together, and I bet you even Kid Rock and some others would invest in this. I don't have to front all the money. and Tucker's worth about $500 million, almost. Yeah. But he doesn't want to put all his money into it either, because you never know for sure, But maybe I could buy Newsmax. And because then mom and pop could easily find it. Because if you go on a platform like Glenn Beck went on, The Blaze or what have you, and I'm probably talking more to the people that are going to watch the replay that are watching here. I understand that. I get that. But if you're going to do that, you want mom and dad, the older people, to be able to easily find you. They're not going to cast you in from some stream or what have you. Well, they'll probably they love Tucker so much they'll have their grandson do it for them, set them all up, But the best thing would be to buy an established network and do that. That's already got a prominent face on cable and what have you. And Newsmax is that, although it's controversial. And right now it's in 24 million less homes than Fox News. But so he's entertaining buying Newsmax, and they probably would sell for what he would offer. But now Tucker's got this non-compete clause. And the lawyer, his lawyer, who's the same lawyer that's representing Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, they haven't settled that suit yet. Chris is over at News Nation. He's on right now as I talk to you at 5 minutes to 9 East Coast time on a Tuesday night. I got to get out of here a little bit and join Karen because I told her I'd be back in pretty quickly, and now I've been here for 2 hours. She wants to watch some Dark Shadows, I bet. You know, we watched Dark Shadows, the original show, on either Tubi or Prime Video. And we watch 3 shows a night, sometimes, not always. So he's got to get out of this contract. His lawyer, Mr. Friedman, says, no way are they going to suppress Tucker Carlson's voice till early 2025. No way is that going to happen. And people have actually told him, since they have defamed him by releasing this off-air stuff, off-air stuff where Tucker's finished taping and he's just chatting with the crew. And as I said on Saturday night, the thing you got to know about people in broadcasting is when the mic is off, we tend to talk a different way. Now, I'm not a big cursor. I'm not, and I don't take God's name in vain. I do not. But, if somebody cuts me off in traffic, I might call them a mofo or something similar to that, you stupid mofo. And we have a video, the one mofo rule, which I wish you would watch, but me saying it here is not going to get a single more view. It doesn't usually. So it's going to stay at around 212 for the rest of my natural born life, which who knows how long that's going to be. I mean, maybe I shouldn't buy green bananas, So there's people telling Tucker to breach the contract because they've already acted in bad faith. Breach the contract, let it go to court, and hopefully they won't be able to block you if you start somewhere else. They're going to sue, you're going to sue, and perhaps a jury will see it your way. As long as they're not progressives. If they are, they'll probably want to put Tucker in jail for 50 years. You just never know how it's going to go. Jurors are not professional people. They're not professional people. So that's a story. That's a story. So I don't see anything I can comment on here. But we will do this Saturday night, Worldwide Ramblings at 11 p.m. East Coast time. Please watch the new Elvis video. It's not that I'm getting back in the habit of doing the videos, but it was an addendum. Is that the right word? There was something else I thought I ought to say that's been rolling around in my gut. And so I say it in this new Bob Joyce, maybe Bob Joyce isn't Elvis video, and come to your own conclusions. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just speaking about something that was rolling around in my inner core. And check out the short video on worst president ever. I mean what I say, Renee. And so will you join me Saturday night? I hope you will. Pop on to pop off can happen just anytime. Now, if you're watching the replay, comment here. Let us know where you're watching from. We keep a list of states and countries. I always like to know where you're watching from. Comment in the section there, and I'll certainly certainly talk back to you. All right, I'll talk back to you, and we'll have a good time Saturday night too, as well, on Worldwide Ramblings. This has been Pop On to Pop Off Ramblings, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Take care, family. Take care, family.